Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's a tropical family house for the Quiloa household, I believe is how you say their name. They are a family that came with the Sims 4 Island Living, and they needed a house for my save file, so this one is a build for my save. Now, it won't be in the first release that I just released a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago by now. So yeah, if you would like to place it in my save that you've already downloaded, then it'll be on the gallery. The link will be in the description. It won't have any family photos in it like my save does because I just haven't done that yet. I will probably do it for the release of version 2 of my save. But if you want it like this, it's up on my gallery page, and I think this house is super cute. I was really inspired by some beautiful pictures I've seen on Pinterest. I saw this painting of a house. It was like, well, it's like a row of houses, and it had all these porches and like details to the homes and like all these red flowers and greenery, and it just looked so tropical and inviting. So I was definitely looking to that picture while building this. If I remember to, or if I can find it, I will put a picture of it here on screen so you guys can see exactly what I was looking at. It was just a beautiful painting, and I just love building here. I think this world is so beautiful, and I really like this style that I've been doing for this more, I don't know what to call this neighborhood. It's like the more social neighborhood. There's like community lots here. It's like the town area, I think. But yeah, I really have been enjoying the style that I've been going for. It's very colorful, and I think it's just super fun. So hopefully you guys do like it too. But anyway, so this house ends up having 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. There's no ensuite to the parents' room. You could probably fit one in if you feel like you need another bathroom, but I think it'd be fine. I mean, this is a 4-sim household, so there's the 2 parents, and there's 2 kids in this house. There's a toddler, which is the toddler a boy or a girl? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I think it's Nani. I think Nani's a girl. Can I see it here? Yeah, Nani's a girl. And then they have Dwayne that lives there too, and now he's a teenager and he's not a family member, so I'm not sure how he came to be part of their family. If you guys have any ideas for storylines, please let me know, but I'm thinking that he was just maybe kind of like a lost kid in some way in the world of Sulani, like maybe his parents aren't around for whatever reason or another, and he was just kind of maybe living on the beach or something, maybe camping out, and he became friends with the parents, and they decided to have him come live with them. I think that's a really nice idea. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, details around a storyline for them, please let me know. But the parents in this household are Makoa, I think is his name. He's a conservationist. He wants to be successful or have a successful lineage. It says that he has a tough walk style too, which is pretty funny. And he's active, ambitious, a child of the ocean, and he has some fishing skills and fitness skill and logic skill if you play with him originally, but in my save he'll have a lot more skills. And then his wife Liliana, she is also a conservationist. They have the same career? Huh. I don't think they have the same career in my save file. I'm not sure about that. But she wants to have a big, happy family. It says she has the bouncy walk style, and she's good, family-oriented, and cheerful. And if you play with her as she comes in Island Living, she has Charisma level 3, Cooking level 3, and Mixology level 5. Yeah, I was thinking she was like a cook or something. Maybe I made her a cook in my save file and I'm just not remembering. I'm not sure. But anyways, the exterior of this house has basically came together. I'm just working at the floor plan before I finish any landscaping. I was thinking while building this that their child was not a toddler. I was thinking they were a kid, so I was trying to figure out how I could fit 2 double beds in there, and so this is how I was going to lay it out, but then I realized that I needed to decorate it for a toddler and not a child, so I do fix that up. But they do share a room because I was thinking that they probably wouldn't have a bedroom for Dwayne, they would have probably tried to just make him fit into their house how it was originally. And I really didn't have the space to fit in another bedroom. So I think it actually worked out really well. And then the parents, of course, have their own room. There's this landing area at the top of the stairs that if you really wanted to, you could probably close off to be another bedroom. But I just felt like it would make the upstairs feel so like cramped. And then it would make the front balcony only accessible by that one bedroom. You'd have to walk through it to get to it, and I didn't really want that for any other balcony besides the one off of the parents' room. So yeah, that's why I did it that way. And then there is the family bathroom upstairs, and then there's another bathroom downstairs. There's a little nook for the washer and dryer, which I think looks really cool. There's a dining room, a kitchen, and then of course a living area. So I think it's a really good size house for this family, and I love the landscaping on this build. I had a lot of fun. I do go into the live edit objects and pull out some coral reefs and put those behind the house. I think actually I just use one. I didn't want to like overly clutter it up, and plus I think your Sims would swim through them, so I didn't want that happening too often. And so I just felt like there had to be something behind the house. So you'll see that here in just a little while. And then there's also a boat outside. I believe this is the one that he had originally, and so I thought that was really nice. And I put a little, I think that's a fish, or not a fishing dock, that's a boat dock, so you can actually park your boat there. I've never actually played around with that, so hopefully that's how that works. And then I also end up putting a cooler on the dock. I put a fishing sign. The way I place it here in just a little while doesn't function, but I did play test it to make sure it would work, and so I just had to move it slightly to get it to function. So that's really cool. Then your Sims can stand there on the dock and actually fish off of it, which is really nice. And I realized while play testing this that Makoa, he is a child of the ocean, and so he got really sad when I had him fish. So maybe Liliana will be the one that does the fishing, because yeah, I felt kind of bad making him fish because he got really mad at himself. But yeah, it does work, so I was happy about that. And I put that little fish net down there. Oh, and I put a clothesline outside too, so you can definitely hang your clothes out to dry, but there's a dryer inside if you prefer to use that, or if you don't want to do laundry, then you could just get rid of it altogether and replace it. There's a fire pit out here too, so they could do some cooking. I also used this live edit object of this fish rack. There's like these fish out to dry, and so again, Liliana's probably the one to do that since Makoa isn't into hurting the fish. I really wish the child of the ocean trait didn't do that, because I feel like there would still be a lot of fishing here in Sulani. I don't know, even if you are a child of the ocean, so maybe you just have to make them tough through it. But either way, that's it, I think, for the landscaping. And here I'm decorating the porch, and down there on the lower porch I put a chess table, and then up here I end up placing the Don't Wake the Llama table, but it doesn't have the Don't Wake the Llama game on top of it. You can place it there if you would like to, but leaving it like this, you can just sit there and play cards. So I thought that was really nice, and it makes it look like it's a dining table with making more like activity for your Sims to do rather than just a dining table where they can just sit and eat at. I do put a dining table back here on this lower one, and then on this upper one I place some lounge chairs because it's right off of the parents' room, so I thought it was nice for them to sit out there and just relax and kind of look at the ocean and enjoy their environment. I love that idea. Like if I lived in a house like this, I'd want a spot where I could just like lay and look at the water for hours and like take a nap. It'd be so like peaceful and nice. But there I did place the dining table. I put some fruit on top of it. I thought that looked really nice. Then I just put some flower pots and things like that as decoration. And yeah, I think that's it for the exterior. Here I'm moving on to the interior. This kitchen, even though it's like a pretty normal shape, the placement of the windows made it a bit difficult with the counters, but I think I made it work. And I loved using this red stove, by the way. I thought it was super fun because it kind of complemented all of the red windows. I tried to not make the red too overpowering because, I don't know, I was really wanting to use the red because of the red and the flowers and the red and the windows, but then I was like, they probably wouldn't decorate their entire house red. So yeah, I tried to hold back, but I thought the red stove was really fun. And then I used these counters that came with Island Living and this refrigerator that came with Jungle Adventure. I believe that's the pack it came with. And then I do switch up the color of the counters because I felt like this light wood tone really, it just looked kind of bland in my opinion, and it was too similar of a brown tone to the walls, and I liked the neutral color of the walls because the windows were so bright that I didn't want to switch those up. So I changed those here in just a moment. And then I also pair them with these upperhead cabinets that came with Parenthood. I love these cabinets, and they actually match really nicely to the counters that came with Island Living. So that's really good since those didn't come with overhead cabinets. You can kind of use something else to make them look like they belong together. They're not the exact same orange wood tone, but they work for me. And then I added some like shelves, which I thought looked really cool. And I cluttered up with like a bunch of stuff. I wanted it to feel like they've lived in this house a long time. Maybe Makoa or Liliana's, like one of their parents owned the house previously and like left it to them or something. So it's just been in the family, or maybe like a grandparent or an aunt, uncle or something like that. And so yeah, I just wanted it to feel like it had a lot of life to it. So all those like extra clutter pieces made it feel that way to me. And then I put a teapot on the counter and of course some different decorations. And I really wanted to use the lemonade pitcher that came with backyard stuff. And so I put a side table underneath that shelf that came with Tiny Living, and it fit perfectly on there. So yeah, I thought that looked really good, and I loved the contrast between the red and like the turquoise color of the table. I thought that was really fun. Oh, and then I did size up those skateboards that came with Parenthood. They're just wall decorations, and originally they're like skateboard size, but I sized them up a couple of times and put them on the back deck to look like surfboards is what I was hoping they look like. I've done that before, and I think they actually look really cool that way. And yeah, you could just pretend that the Sims could just take them off of there and go paddle around the water or something. I really wish surfing would have came with Island Living. I think that would have been so neat. I love that surfboard sign that we have that came with Island Living. I think that looks really good, but actual like surfing would have been really neat. But unfortunately, it didn't come. But either way, yeah, here you can see I'm just adding some of the pineapples, and then I have some bags of coffee and stuff just to kind of clutter it up again, and then some coffee cups. And then here in just a second I go through and add a bunch of decorations to these shelves. I tried to find things that actually snap to the shelf surfaces. I could have used the 9 key or the red shelf to place a lot of different types of objects, but I wish they didn't float in the air when he did that. So yeah, I decided to do something different, and I think it looks really nice and detailed, and I just absolutely love all of the different decorations that I chose. So hopefully you guys like that too. I especially really like that feather picture that came with cats and dogs because it's a little macaw. It's so cute, and I don't remember to use those all that often. I mean, I use them every once in a while, but that one in particular, I kind of forget about for some reason, and it's the coolest one. So yeah, I was definitely happy to remember it in this build. Now over here is going to be the living room. It's pretty small. I almost thought about using the dining room space as the living room area instead. So if you feel like it's a bit cramped and you want more room for them to sit and watch TV or something, you could probably swap out the dining table. But I don't know, I end up using the round dining table. I forget which one I use, but it has 6 seats around it, and I feel like that's just so inviting, and I feel like this family would like cook and eat a lot together, like, and maybe have like friends over and have a lot of parties and stuff. So maybe a dining table is a bit more important to them. So I think it actually works, but I like the furniture that I used in here. This furniture actually came with an update, so it is base game. It's, at least the couch and chair is. I forget exactly when we got that update, but it's been a while, so I'm sure you guys have seen those objects by now. But it was the Caribbean themed update, which was really cool in my opinion. I really like all of the stuff that came with that update, like the hairs in Create a Sim and like the clothes, and then the furniture pieces. Like, that was a really cool update. But over here underneath the staircase, I decided to make a little reading nook. I do have to play test this stool to see if it works, because I'm not sure if the staircase blocks your Sims from being able to sit on it. So I might have to pull it out a little bit, but I think I can make it work. And then over here is going to be the dining room. So like I said, I use a round dining table, and I pair it with these chairs that came with cats and dogs because I just really like the orangey wood tones of these chairs, and I felt like it kind of tied in the kitchen counters and cabinets to the dining room and like made it flow a little bit better together. And then I put some fruit and a plant on top of it, and I thought that looked really good. I kind of struggled with finding rugs in this build, so I end up using this rug that came with Island Living, and then in the kitchen I used the one that came with, I believe it was actually Get Famous. I was going to say Laundry Day, but I think that rug came with Get Famous, and I thought the colors were perfect. And then other than that, here in the dining room, I do place a few like art pieces up on the wall. They have a tiny little fish bowl in here so they can have a fish friend swimming around, and then a lamp in the corner. And then I think I put a bookcase over here in this corner. I tried a few different plants, but I felt like I was placing too many plants in this build, and another one didn't really, I don't know, it wasn't that necessary, and a bookcase I felt like would be more functional and useful. So yeah, I ended up placing that one, and I wanted it to look more like a corner shelf, so I do merge it into the wall just slightly, and hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. I've done that a few times, but I think it actually looks kind of nice. And then over here you can see I have the washer and dryer. I decided to make the washer and dryer this red and turquoise color, which I thought was kind of fun and different, and yeah, I don't know, I just like the way they looked, so I did it that way. And then I have some clutter items, and then I hung this shelf above it too, and I placed a little statue that came with Jungle Adventure, which I thought was kind of fun and a little bit of a different type of decoration. I think I actually used quite a bit of Jungle Adventure in this build. I think I did. I'm not exactly sure. I used a lot of different packs, so it's hard to say, but I think I used a few things from that pack. But over here is going to be the downstairs bathroom. This bathroom does end up having a shower in it, so it's a full bathroom. The upstairs one has a full shower and bathtub combination, so you could take a bath up there, which is really important for having a toddler in the family, so you can give them a bath because they can't take a shower. So yeah, I thought that worked out pretty nicely, and I like this bathroom. I didn't like the placement of the sink right now because I couldn't find a rug that I felt made sense with the placement of the shower and toilet with the sink. I'm not sure if that matters to you guys, but yeah, for whatever reason it was bothering me, so I just moved the sink over, and then I find a rug to put in there, and I think it looks really nice. But moving on to the second floor, so I have this upstairs landing area. I really wanted to fit a computer desk and have like a family computer area, but obviously I couldn't really fit one up here. I could have fit a one tile one up here, but it just felt like it just was way too much for this tiny little space. So I do this bench that came with Island Living and a plant, and it's just a nice seating area if you want to sit and read or something. I mean, it's not like a super useful place, but I think it looks good. So yeah, I was happy about that. And then behind the staircase, I thought about doing some pictures kind of trailing up the stairs. That's where I would probably put some family photos, but I decided just to put a brick wall in as an accent piece to make the wall not look so blank. And then I didn't really feel like I needed to put artwork up there, so I think that worked out pretty well. And then here you can see is the family bathroom. It's pretty small, but I was able to fit everything in here, and it works. I get the toddler potty in here, and that works too. So yeah, your Sims should have everything that they need. And then this is going to be the master bedroom, so the bedroom for Makoa and Liliana. I hope I'm saying his name correctly too. I'm trying my best, but yeah, I'm always kind of terrible with some of these names that we have for townies in game, but hopefully it's not too bad. But their room, I think, is a pretty good size. If you really felt like you needed another bathroom for whatever reason, then you could probably make a tiny room where the dresser is and maybe start the wall next to the door, if that makes sense. I don't know. I thought about it for a moment when I was doing the floor plan, so you guys may have saw me put a little room over here, but I decided that I wanted a bigger bedroom, which I think works out a lot better than having another bathroom. So that's why I did it that way. And in here I have, well, the dresser, of course. I have a plant. I end up placing a keyboard, which I thought was kind of fun. I don't remember if I gave either of them any keyboard skills, but I thought it was kind of nice to have a different sort of like activity and skill building item in here. So you'll see that in just a moment, but right now I'm just cluttering up the dresser. I put a bunch of decorations up there, but I think it looks so nice, and yeah, I liked all those clutter pieces. But there you will see I did place the keyboard, and it does function. Well, at least the Sim could get around it. I need to play test that to make sure the Sims can actually use the keyboard. So I will try to remember to do that before uploading it to the gallery, but I imagine it'll work. But here you can see I'm working on the children's room. So this is the bedroom for Dwayne and Nani. So Nani is the toddler, like I mentioned at the beginning. She is super cute, and I made a nice little corner of the bedroom for her. And she is a charmer, by the way. That's her trait. And it says she has the communication skill level 3, movement level 2, and thinking level 2 also. But I gave her more skills and changed her up in my save file, so that'll be a bit different if you do have my save downloaded. And then Dwayne is a teen, and like I mentioned, he's not actually part of their family, but he has the aspiration to be an angling ace. Okay, he's the one that does all the fishing. That's okay. That works for me then. And he's a goofball, a bro, and he has the collector bonus trait. And if you play with him originally, he has fishing level 3, fitness level 4, and mischief level 2. And yeah, I tried to make him a nice cozy space to live in. I feel like they want to make him feel like really a part of their family, and they really welcome him. And so they've given him different things to decorate his room with. I mean, I think he has a job, so maybe he's bought a few things himself, but they really want him to be a part of their family, and they really love him and care about him. So I wanted to make a nice space for him to live in. And yeah, I think him and Nani don't mind sharing a room, but as they get older, they might care. So you may want to expand on the house as the family grows, but maybe by the time Nani gets big enough for them to care, then Dwayne will be old enough to move out on his own. So yeah, not too worried about it. But over here I do place some postcards, which I thought looked pretty cool on the wall, and then a mirror and a laundry hamper, and then I placed one in the parents' room too. And then I think this is basically it for the entire build. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this speed build, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Try to make it all undone, so it didn't have to hurt.